Erasmus family, the owners of the property here, they've probably owning the land here for the last 2 centuries. And Amos Erasmus, the grandfather that developed a lot of the local suburbs here, this was their family home, and Carl, their son, now developed it into a boutique hotel. It's obviously closed now during lockdown, but we've got permission to keep on the farming. We've developed a market garden for the Erasmus family, based on obviously organic principles and permaculture principles, and we're very happy with the yield. The idea was to primarily farm for the restaurant industry, which is also now closed, but fortunately we're finding a way into the domestic market. The houseman that's currently wanting to improve his or her cooking is very welcome to order from us through Lindy. And there's just a bit of an idea. Our main farmer there, Shane, is preparing some new beds into the prickly pear gardens. And yes, it is a bit overgrown currently because obviously we couldn't harvest as we used to. But again, it's a really lovely method of farming where we interplant different things: sage, rocket, beetroots, and then we've also got fruit trees. So the idea is, over time, instead of using shade netting, we use natural dappled shade mechanisms. And what one can see also is the effect of mulching. We use quite a lot of grass to mulch, and we also plant oats into the beds. So typically the oats is then cut and placed back into the beds to restore and basically build the bed through green composting. One can see there's a strong element of interplanting here. There's lettuce, there's sage, there's basil, there's rocket. This guy's gone into seed. But again, I'm quite amazed. I don't know how often you see a rocket leaf this size. So we're quite happy with the results. There's been a lot of effort, and I'm going to keep this, and many people contributed to the garden. This used to be the original garden for the family for the last 50 years or so, but what we've done is we've added the prickly pear elements, so the garden will stretch right around the boundary. On the opposite side of the boundary, if you maybe can see there against the hill there is some Nguni cattle. It's actually a crossbred between a Wagyu and a Nguni, and there's also some sheep in the elements under the blue gum trees. There's honey hives, and potentially what we'll bring in the spring is also an element of maybe chicken farming as well. So in short, you've really got a wonderful farm in the city, practicing regenerative and sustainable agriculture principles. There's no chemicals going into this garden, no pesticides of any nature, and we've got I think a superior yield at the moment. Maybe if you want to follow me. We've also utilized, so you can see, for example, creating our own oat seed bed to continue the seeds. The prickly pear gardening is a fairly, well, it's not a unique or a new, it's actually a method that was used by ancient farmers very effectively. But what the prickly pears do, and the fat plants that we also plant in the beds, like especially don't know what the English is for spekboom, but there's quite a lot of spekboom in the beds as well now. So those type of plants harvest water, and in the drier times of the year, then they disperse it to the more leafy greens. There's also an element of a medicinal garden that we've planted, and here you can see the superiority of the rocket benefiting from the shade from the oak trees. We've got some well, this part we need to prepare for our winter garden. Here against the slopes is more a Mediterranean garden where you've got a lot of basil, a lot of rosemary, some olive trees as well, and then here is really the frequent harvested area where we've got a lot of beetroots, cabbages, and going then up to the restaurant, the more traditional areas like squash that grows with the maize and the beans, the typical ancient Three Sisters technique. And this is it. This is a lovely project that's healing, and yeah, thanks. Any questions?